What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WWE Network and Show, where I, Graham G.S. and Matthews, break down all the original content you watch on the WWE Network and on Peacock. And today we're talking the March 30th, 2024 edition of SmackDown LowDown. Megan Morant, Scott Stanford in the studio, running down the biggest headlines from Friday's show. Very fun show, I thought, on Friday. A good show overall watching from TV, but a fun show to be in attendance for, which I was. Full on-site report from the show here in the channel, already from either earlier or yesterday, whenever it was that the video went up, but check that out when you get a chance. But they open up the episode replaying the Legado LWO segment, making the match official for WrestleMania. Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio taking on Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. Now, I thought it would be the exact same match without Dragon Lee and then Andrade in there instead. Instead, he's going to be the Andre the Giant, the Andrade, the Giant, I guess, if you want to. Since Jim Ross used to call him Andrade or Andre or whatever constantly in AEW, I guess it's fitting. But anyway, so Andrade is going to be the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal next week. It's Dragon Lee teaming with Rey Mysterio, which is cool. So they hype up the WrestleMania Tag Team match. We hear from the LWO backstage afterward. They also hype up Zelina Vega versus Elektra Lopez for next week's episode. Rey Mysterio says it was a hard decision to choose his partner for the match, but the moment felt right for him to go with Dragon Lee, who's been wanting to be in the group for a while now, he says. Vega says that she gave Lopez a taste of her own medicine by attacking her on SmackDown, and they just kind of preview the match for next week when they go one-on-one. So back in the studio to preview the tag team match, they also replay Kevin Owens and Randy Orton losing to Pretty Deadly on SmackDown, and Orton subsequently running off Logan Paul, who cost them the win on the show. They briefly discussed the Randy Orton-Kevin Owens dynamic, as they're both going to be on the KO show next week, and how they haven't really teased tension up to this point, which, like I said in my SmackDown review from earlier, I don't really have an issue with personally, just because they're both baby faces. Their issue isn't really with each other. It's more so with Logan Paul, so I'm okay with it personally. They replay the two WrestleMania qualifiers with Austin Theory and Grayson Waller beating the Street Profits and New Catch Republic knocking off Legado's Angel and Berto before kind of breaking down the final WrestleMania Tag Team title ladder match. Let me see if I can remember all the teams off the top of my head. It's Theory and Waller. We got them, the Judgment Day, obviously themselves, the current tag team champions. New Catch Republic, as I mentioned a moment ago, DIY, Awesome Truth, and the New Day. So those are the 6 teams that will be vying for the tag team titles in that ladder match at WrestleMania. We hear from Waller and Theory backstage afterward. Waller says that the good guys always get rewarded, and Theory says they will get rewarded in the form of becoming tag team champions at WrestleMania. And they also address next week's matchup with New Catch Republic on the SmackDown right before WrestleMania to preview that tag team title match. And they also, back in the studio, preview the tag team title match. Not the one for SmackDown, but rather the one for Mania, talking about which teams have the best chance of walking out as champions without really coming up with a final prediction for the match. They replay the AJ Styles LA Knight segment with Knight getting the better of Styles on the show. We hear from Knight backstage afterward. Knight says that all this told him not to show up. Obviously, he did anyway. He contemplated not showing up and said, screw it, I'm going to show up anyway to make AJ's life a living hell, as AJ's made his life a living hell over the last month or so. He says that AJ stands for always jealous, and that he can't lace up his boots, that Styles cannot lace up LA Knight's boots. He also recalls the events of the Rumble and Elimination Chamber, with AJ kind of costing him the championship on both pay-per-views, and how AJ was jealous and whatnot. And he says at WrestleMania, it's going to have to go down the hard way. They replay the main event with Bianca Belair knocking off Dakota Kai before Jade Cargill and Naomi made the save for Bianca against Damage Control as the show went off the air. And they hype up the 6-woman tag team match for WrestleMania, now official. Dakota Kai, Kabuki Warriors taking on Bianca, Jade, and Naomi. That'll be a fun match. They also run down next week's card for SmackDown. It's going to be New Catch Republic versus Theory and Waller, like I mentioned a moment ago. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. They're doing that. They're doing, what was the women's match? Is there a women's match next week? I don't remember. They're doing Jey Uso and Solo Sikoa. And I know they're doing another match that I can't remember off the top of my head. But they're doing a lot of WrestleMania preview type matches for SmackDown next week. And that's going to be going down less than 24 hours out from WrestleMania on next Friday's show. Now, as I will be at WrestleMania weekend itself in Philly, I'm not sure when I'll have a chance to watch SmackDown LowDown, per usual, as is the case almost every single year. I'll probably watch it a couple days later, review it a couple days after the fact. Will obviously be outdated by then, but I always watch and review it anyway, no matter how late it is. Maybe I'll try to have it up by Sunday. It's almost pretty much impossible that I'll have it up on Saturday, but Time will tell, and we'll find out next week. So it will be up at some point. Keep an eye out for that. Content will be going up throughout the week leading up to WrestleMania and coming out of WrestleMania. So, like I said, keep an eye out for it here on the channel. Thank you guys for checking out the review. I appreciate it. Be sure to like the video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Have an awesome one, guys. I'm Graham G. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.